I've got Lauren, who you're going to hear from today, Lauren Gallegos. She is crushing it. TikTok, Facebook. You know what's funny? I keep saying 500,000 followers, but really you have 1 million. Now, Lauren didn't start like that. It took her a while to build up her value, her credibility, her brand, her following, figure out her niche. That takes time. But Lauren cracked that code. And I think it was like maybe a week ago, Lauren, you were like, I'm going to start recruiting, right? How many people did you recruit since you decided to start enrolling partners just in the last week? Is it 8?
The last, about eight or 9. I think I'm around 8 or 9.
So just imagine how many of us would love to be like, I think I'm going to start recruiting and just recruit like 8 or 9 people in a week. So this is what's possible if you build a valuable brand, you build influence, you build up your credibility. You're not always just selling your MLM product like an infomercial. And it's so exciting too, because she wasn't really recruiting or team building, but she had a big customer base, right? She was selling on TikTok Shop. She had all these ways of monetizing, and then she started building a community. So I can't wait for you to hear her journey, her story, and some great tips and advice. Look, you don't need 500,000 followers to be successful, but even if you just had 5,000 followers, we all start somewhere. We all start at suck. So Lauren, what's up? Thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate your availability and excited to have you on.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thank you. You know, talking to you right now reminds me of this time last year, and I had under 1,000 followers on TikTok. I had under 1,000 followers on Facebook. This was less than a year ago. And I remember saying to myself, you know what? I'm going to go live every single day, or I'm going to do some type of follow train on TikTok because I want to be able to go live on TikTok. At the time, to be able to go live on TikTok, you had to have like 1,000 followers. And I was like just under 1,000, right?
So you went from, let's just say 2,000 between the two to 1 million in a year.
Yeah.
That is insane.
I knew the power of lives, the power of creating these relationships and people seeing me. I started going live, and I went live every single day. And I have been for that past year. I have never stopped. 7 days a week. Sometimes I'll take off on a Sunday, but other than that, generally I still go live every day. It's 7 a.m. I usually have a time my followers know. 7 a.m. before I bring my kids to school, my lives are about 30 minutes. I was going live on Instagram as well. I was doing 3 at one time. But I'm down to 2 again.
Talk to me about how did you figure it out? Like, how did you, because it's like, oh, I'm going to go live. But then people always ask, well, like, how do you know what to talk about? How did you figure that out? What was your like thing that you're like, or did you test out different conversations?
It's within my niche. It's what I love to do and what I love to talk about. Holistic medicine, natural health, natural medicine. I love talking about health and wellness, and that's just my thing. Protein, being a health coach, and I go on and I give back. Everybody wants something for free, right? So I give back. I give you free education, something that within my niche that I love talking about. It's got to be something that I love. That's why it's so important to choose your niche, because you're going to be doing it every day. You got to love it. I mean, I love talking about, I geek out, I have my associates in applied health science. I'm a health major. I geek out on learning how different supplements work in the body. I learn about protein, right? So I talk about people and eating more protein and what it does for your body when you eat more protein, right? Of course, I love collagen. I love specific supplements. And I talk about how collagen works in the body. I geek out on it. So I give free education. People want something for free. I've built a community by giving free education, and people absolutely love it.
When you do your lives, do you talk about the same things, or do you have like 5 topics? Like what's your mindset there?
So right now I do mix it up, but I generally talk about the same thing and switch it up a little bit. And I will invite people into my community. I've got a free protein guide. I've got a free meal plan. Like, these are freebies that I've created. I'm going to give this to you. Hit that follow button, send me a message, and just giving back to people like, hey, this is what I have for you. And just giving this free value.
Do you get a lot of people also like messaging you or leaving comments or like thanking you?
All the time. It fills my heart. Every day I get somebody, more than one usually, like, Lauren, I love your content. Like, I am so glad I found you. Like, thank you. Like, you've helped me so much. And I get it all the time. And it fills my heart.
The reason I want to point that out, because I know people will watch this and go, oh, there's so many people that already teach health and wellness, but you have your own unique voice, personality, perspective, story. A lot of us don't get that, right? I mean, how many people just within our organization do what you do? A lot. A lot of them talk collagen, anti-aging advice, holistic, nurse practitioners, nutritionalists, right? Or maybe they have none of that background, but they lost like 30 pounds on the products and they just tell their story, but they all have their own way of doing it. How about this? People start asking you questions. Does that help you with your content also, Lauren?
Yeah, people ask questions and I make a video out of it all the time. I put in the box their little comment, their question, I point to it and I start my video like, this is a great question. And I just answer it in my video.
How are you creating your short form videos? Are a lot of them the same? Or are they like answering questions? Do you mix it up? What's your mindset there with the short videos?
I always mix it up. Yep. I make sure I do a certain amount on TikTok every day and a certain amount over on Facebook and Instagram. Algorithms are a little different on each platform. So, you got to kind of you'll learn how the platforms work with algorithms and, all the things, because they're all pretty different and how they work. But consistency is key. I mean, you need to show up. Obviously, you need to do the work, and it's work, but the consistency, it'll pay off.
Can you tell me though, realistically, how much time, now that you have it dialed in, talk about how much time realistically, now that you have like a formula, what amount of time do you think it takes you like per day to do all that?
I've got it down. Like I get home from dropping the kids off at school, run my errands. I go to the gym every single morning. I come home around 10:30. I create content. I make sure that my content creating, my actual video making is at least no more than between 1 to 2 hours. And that's it. Then I've got to edit the videos and work on all my other stuff. But I've got it down where I'm like, okay, this is my time spent creating my content because I'm doing it every single day. I don't want to get burnt out. And I've kind of come to the point where by the time my kids are home from school, my content has got to be created and done. I can't be making videos with kids screaming in the background. So I'd say about between 1 to 2 hours every day, just with my videos. And then the next 1 or 2 hours before they're home, finishing up all the other stuff. So I'd say anywhere between, I'm on my phone in between the rest of the night here and there, but I'd say a good, with everything, between 2 to 4 hours.
And you get a workout done.
Oh yeah, I get to go to the gym every single morning. Right. If my girlfriend calls me for lunch, I'll take a break. I'll go to lunch.
But that's what's beautiful. Like sometimes people think like, oh, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. Granted, some of you might even say 1 to 2 hours is a lot because your schedules are that crazy. You got a full-time job, kids, whatever. But in the beginning, it doesn't have to take that much time. You're probably not going to do a live video for 30 minutes. I would challenge those of you that are like in your head about the lives, just do a 5-minute live video. Just go live for 5 minutes because you're not going to have a lot of people watching you anyway, right? We all start somewhere. How long were your videos in the beginning? Do you remember?
Oh no, they weren't as long. Even 30 minutes isn't even that long. Like I could go longer, but it just works within my day. The biggest thing is I'm a dental hygienist, right? I left my full-time dental hygiene world to do this full time. But when I was a dental hygienist, I was still doing this and I made it work. So I had a 9 to 5. I would sit in my car at lunch and make a video on my lunch break. I would come home from work and I would just make a quick video. I'd go live in the evening after the kids fell asleep. It still worked as a dental hygienist. It just looked a little different because it wasn't my full-time thing.
No, but it's such a good point, right? It's like in the beginning, people think it's got to be this like they go, I got to be all in or nothing or all or nothing. It's like, that's not how it works. I'm either going to be a bodybuilder and work out like Arnold Schwarzenegger 3 to 4 hours a day and eat all day and have this regimen, or I'm not going to work out at all. Like that doesn't even make sense, right? Go for a walk for 15 minutes, right? That's like a working out mindset to have. Like start eating healthier, drinking more water, doing these different things. Same thing in your business. You don't have to go live in the beginning. Just start doing that. In fact, most of you can't even go live on TikTok because you don't have enough followers in the beginning. Maybe do the follow train, right? But you start creating those short little videos and you kind of get the hang of it. It's a little overwhelming at first because you got to, all the buttons and the editing and whatever. But once you get the hang of it, you could batch create content. You could spend one day creating 6, 7, 8 videos a week, right? And the best part about short form videos, like the video I posted today, that's a video I already posted in the past. Pretty good. So we posted it again today. Now, whether it does well or not is not as relevant as the fact that like once you create these videos, you can use them again and again for reels, for TikTok, for stories. Like it's a beautiful thing once you figure that out. And I'd like to ask you this, how long did it take before things started? Because it's only been a year, which is so great. Like literally someone could be watching this with a couple hundred followers and a year from now, I could be interviewing them, having them share their story like you are right now. But how long did it take? Because I know you kind of have the background, so that does maybe give you an advantage to get it going faster, right? Whatever that definition of faster is. But how long was it before you kind of felt, not about the leads and the following, but you felt like pretty good about like, this is the direction I'm going in?
I would say it took me a good 6 to 8 months.
Wow.
But even now, I'm still ironing it all out. Every day I'm learning something new. Like, wow, this is going to be easier. I'm going to switch this around. Wow, this, you're always learning and growing.
Right.
And it comes with being consistent and seeing what works. Every day, it changes every day.
No, but I think it's important for people to hear that, because a lot of times when I ask that question, it's always typically in that 6-month range.
Yeah.
Like doing videos every day for 6 months, I'm kind of sucked. And then just a couple things click, right? 8 months later of doing the video, and all of a sudden one goes viral. One pops off, like,
yeah,
we should talk about that more often. What else would you recommend for people that want to start converting?
Creating that freebie, right? Giving something back. Of course, people are watching you because you have some type of value. You're actually attracting them with something for free, right? It doesn't have to be health and wellness. It doesn't have to be what I'm doing. If you're into knitting or you're into sewing, there's thousands of people that love to knit and sew, right? Interior design, whatever it is. Give back and create some type of a freebie. I love fitness, so I'll make like a quick little fitness video at the gym, things like that, and just staying consistent with it and just giving back. You're gonna grow. You're gonna grow your following. As far as leads, I always say, hit that follow button and send me a message. I have a link in my bio. Try to get a link in your bio, like something where they can connect with you, where you can give them a call to action. You need a call to action and somewhere for them to go to find you afterwards, whether or not it's in your messenger, by email, the link in your bio, whatever it is. And I do have project broadcasts as well. Yes. But yeah, always have a call to action and somewhere for them to connect with you. You don't have to have 1 million followers. You don't even have to have 100,000 or 10,000. You can still be successful with the 5,000 or 10,000. It's what you're giving out, right? Don't think that you have to have this many followers, because you can still be, I know people who are more successful than me that have half the followers I do.
I mean, I know people that have no following on social media. They kill it and network
Yeah.
marketing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, these days, it is kind of a no-brainer to figure out a way to get attention on social. I mean, I always say, if you hate money, don't leverage social media, right? Don't put out content.
Yeah.
You can just consume other people's content. Go ahead, right? It probably makes more sense to create your own.
Yeah.
Stop being an extra in your own movie.